Yeah, good morning, all of you.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Hope everybody knows that the Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology always tries to put its experimentation in the name of ELCS Lab. Basically, English Language Communication Skills Lab always strives hard, strongly believing in the very interesting model of learning by doing to develop the communication skills of individuals. So similarly, not only developing the communication skill of these job aspirants after their engineering degree, we allow them to practice seriously what their profile, what their saleability, how they get ready for the real-time challenges. When these questions that come into picture, always the students are coming forward to work with this charged team, which is putting its effort for the past for the past 17 years, relentlessly putting the same expression on the face to support the student friends. So this is what the crux of the whole idea behind conducting these kind of examinations. We'll be happy to have you on the floor today, though the world is busy with its own one single dialogue that there is no time, but you have time. Saujanya from GVP came all the way driving to this place from Visakhapatnam and joined as a physical examiner nominated by our examination cell to oversee the exam. Similarly, Karthik, one of our dearest alumni, who has studied here, who has enjoyed the pleasure. I don't know why he's very serious today.
No, I'm not serious.
Yes, he
Just
has a smile on his face now. I'm happy. And then he accepted readily since he has already had kind of an experience as he has seen the industry on the other side. And Geetu, I know she is my dearest daughter, and in fact, worked here as an individual, putting good effort for communication as major for her. So Geetu studied here computer sciences, and recently she went to US to pursue her master's, and she also has been now got an opportunity to work as a graduate associate. So this way, these three are acting as examiners for this day or this activity. And the typical work plan of the examination is to get to know what is happening in the first half an hour. It's like, setting the context what I am now doing it. So, as part of engineering, communication always plays a major role because each engineer should really get ready to understand what exactly that he has in his hand. Through his communication only, he understands it. We have witnessed several times most of the engineers responded this way to our courses in language lab. So keeping this this wise background, Team English at ELCS Lab strives hard to help its student friends based on various courses that we have introduced. So it's a kind of a journey more than a course. It's an emotion, it's a connectivity, it's a journey. Our team as well as our student friends, whole they go hand in hand in understanding this pleasure, not just as an activity, as the purpose for our settlement in future. So keeping this, we have got a wonderful journey called observation phase to aiming phase. The observation starts in 1-1, aiming that ends in 3-1. Almost half of their engineering is intertwined with this language journey. Though it is very typical to understand, typical to be seen, uh, half of the engineering is English. Sometimes we hear in our campus, is it English engineering? Though there are a lot of comments that come out, we love to know, yes, engineering is intertwined with English language communication. So we go hand in hand. We help uh, each need with the other subject's capacity. So we really enjoy the pleasure of working for development of communication through these interesting phases. When you take up observation phase, we give a lot of time in the very first semester to understand what is happening between both the stakeholders, student friends and then the teachers. So this much of patience that we always practice, of course, in spite of this, we know our own oddities. We know our own troubles, why we are putting this kind of interesting, satisfied emotion or patience just for the sake of mastering of communication skills. We only know where we are exactly as teachers, as our student friends. So this is the background of the whole journey that we have designed. And as part of this journey, in the second year, particularly the one that now these kids are pursuing and then they are ending up, is the course called English for Employability Skills, where we drive the students through language in understanding the needs of employability. Particularly, we all know communication in English language has its own name, popularity, image, and then cap. So basically, the student friends love to communicate in English language here, and then that English communication, we convert it as the employability feature. So, as part of this course, we generally allow students to understand how to write an email, how to make their drafting effective, and how they have to get ready with the right, accurate grammar for their drafting, and then how to use the right vocabulary. And then we also allow them listen to speak. Generally, to speak, we read, to speak, we write, and to speak, we have to listen. Particularly, most of our student friends have opined that their listening skill is to be mastered in order to speak effectively. That's why that listening skill has become the exam as the end exam. This is the most important examination also for them. So when this course is stretched for 16 weeks of time, where 16 weeks are divided into 3 to 4 phases or 3 to 4 clusters, and the first cluster will give them an opportunity to get themselves introduced for this course. What exactly are the contents all about? Similarly, the second and third, they'll develop and set. They can practice, and through practice, they learn. Through practice, they can understand. Through doing, they can do all the best. So such a way they can do all that in the second and third clusters. When they come to the last cluster, they'll have a peer assessment. Their own friends can assess each other, and then slowly internal teachers assessment. And the final last week is for their external assessment. Yes, then when this external assessment comes into picture, why this virtual call? Why these many new teachers, new faces? It is all only to make our students feel really surprised and shocked sometimes because in the real time challenge when it comes in the name of a personal round of interview in a job interview or a personal round of seating for his startup interview or for a higher education interview, wherever the interview is phenomenal, there is a common requirement of this communication practice or a challenge that they can take. There are many who have really failed to do well after that we have taken this kind of an initiative where Sausanya, until she comes here, we don't know. Similarly, Karthik, though I know Karthik is not well known to the student friends. And that too, Karthik is from industry. Geetika is from her higher education background. Sausanya ma'am is from academic background. For this, we have rolled out a form in attracting people from various walks of life. There is a senior lawyer who joined as an examiner a couple of days ago. There was a doctor. There was a common communication practitioner. There was a bank employee who joined here as an examiner. This is all again to bundle out the requirement of communication for the rest of the student friends to practice. So this is how you all have come today. And the typical work plan is this. The first half an hour is to only set the context and introduce each other in order to comfort oneself for the communication easily. And the next 1 hour is for, yeah, in the first half an hour, we also can play an audio video material uh, around which everything is revolving. The whole examination is based out of this AV material that we play. It is of an educational material, 2 to 3 minutes of audio video material, with which we can experiment the examination. The examination goes like this. They have to come forward for 30 seconds that their perception to be spoken before you. And with their perception, they can talk about the video, what they have seen, what they've heard. And then like-minded, some 4, 5 students, like-minded students, they can come together. They can sit before you to discuss what they have understood, what they have had their perception, and how they are going to relate with their daily routine with the video audio material that they have seen. So this is all again an interesting game like concept, and they can come forward and you examine them. So this is what the whole story. Shortly, we'll start that, and then 1 hour's time you can happily consume for the examination. And after that, the last half an hour reserved for your original remarks to be given away. And if you feel like, okay, not able to give on spot, you can even make a note of it. And then if you can send it tomorrow, we'll be very happy to attach these to the grade sheet that we are providing to them. So this is how we are going forward for the examination. It's a very simple thing, though I have made it so open complex in explaining so much on this big platform only to make others understand what is happening with us. But anyway, this is quite simple since we all love the communication. That's why we all have come together. And thanks believing in me in taking this forward. And I now request Ma'am Sravani from her internal examination slot to introduce their batch and herself to the.
Uh, Good morning, Hari sir, and good morning to the esteemed external examiners who are present today. So, I'm Shravani Rama, working as an assistant professor of English at Lendi Institution since 2023. So, before I give a little introduction of the CLCS lab, I would like to tell a quote. Success doesn't come what you do occasionally. It comes what you do consistently. So this is what we follow. So all of the sudden, if we ask students to speak or if we ask them to sit before the camera and give virtual presentation or to attend virtual interviews, definitely it is a challenge for them. So to overcome that, we have designed our course as a lab journey that goes with 5 steps. So in the first step, we just observe students and we allow students to observe what we are and what is our ELCS lab offering them. And coming to the next stage in setting, we try to know exactly where they are failing and what are their strengths. So based on that, we set them in second year, and finally in third year, they develop their skills and they aim for job. So this is our process. So in this process, we allow students to work, and also we allow them to do mistakes, especially because it shows when they start doing mistakes, it shows us that they are working and they are trying to learn something. So this is a process we are following, and I can give completely the credit for training all of us to the Hari sir, because he's the one who guides us and supports us all the time. There are some challenges for us, like especially with first years. They come from different places and different colleges. Steering them is the biggest challenge, but still we are successful in it, changing their behavior and guiding them towards soft skills. This happened only with good plan. So this plan, implementation of this plan, and if at all we have any hurdles emotionally, if we become weak, he's the one who taps us and who explains us what is the reality. So not only we, even our students will enjoy when sir comes and addresses them every day. So this is how we are training our students. So definitely, we take whatever the feedback you give and we try to implement them in our next courses. uh, because there is no best practice in the world which can give ultimate result. The practice changes according to the generation and according to the time. So definitely, we have taken especially externals from industry because you know what is the reality going on outside. We just want to take that inputs and we want to implement them in the next course. So once again, thank you for the externals who has come today. And now I would like to ask the students who are sitting just beside me to share their experience, because they know much what they did instead of we say, right? So now over to Sri Vidya.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. This is Srividya from ECE and Slot 1. And today we almost reached the end of the lab, and I'm here to share our lab journey with all of you. And the most Firstly, I want to thank everyone, especially our teachers. They are the most efficient teachers, we are lucky to have them. I mainly thank Hari sir and Shravani ma'am and Revati ma'am. They are very enthusiastic in teaching, so that we are also enthusiastic in learning. Coming to the lab journey, the most interesting thing in this lab is listen to speak activity, which I have observed in the previous semesters. We went with Padlet, and which is in the initially we have posted some videos in Padlet for a minute, which made us enhance our communication skills. But this is a different story in listen to speak activity, where we listen to some audio or video, and we have to give our perception in the camera or live in the YouTube live of our channel. Which means if it's in the Padlet, we in our room in a camera, and we have many takes. Here we have to face the camera, and which empowered our that is which what empowered our communication skills and made us faithful and confident in front of camera. And this lab of this semester, employability skills lab, has powered our English. Like, we all know basic English, but when it comes to this lab, we have enhanced our communication in the view of employability, where we learn email writing, essay writing, paragraph writing, and also this listen to speak activity, which make us so professional that we can like we almost learned we to the efficiency, where which helps us facing any interview. And this is a very good thing, and because next year we are third year, uh, so it will help us a lot. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Srividya. Though you are little nervous in the beginning, but you expressed all your ideas. That is what we are expecting from you people. Slowly, you have to gain confidence. It happens. So now I would like to give this to Wafia, who is also interested to share her experience.
Thank you, ma'am. I am Wafia from ECC. So, as ma'am said before, success doesn't come so easily. It comes from persistency, right? So, what I've learned in this course is that I've learned I've learned everything in these 16 weeks, which made me more confident. I'm confident so that I'm in front of you and expressing my views. So that is what it really matters. Like, if I speak about myself, then I can speak about anything. So in this lab, I think what I learned a lot is being confident. And there is also one thing, as Hari sir and our peer mentioned, which is LS activity. It is called listen and speak activity, where we listen to a video and speak on our perspective. It not only I not only gained confidence from it, but also learned how to speak, and also learn what others' perspective is. Everyone has their own perspective, right? So I've heard to mine and heard to them, and learned that I can think in that way too. And there is also a thing called we did a lot of courses, upskill, and there is a lot of courses. Each and every person in our class did, and everyone in this room has did a course which made them improve their grammar and vocabulary. So I've learned a lot. Thank you.
So thank you, Wafia. And I just wanted to add one more point. So this LS activity, it's not only allowing students to go through various accents and also to improve their listening skill, but also it helped them to reflect themselves, what exactly they are, what is their perception, and what is acceptance. What best results we get once we start accepting others' views, which is very important when they go to industry. So that's all from our side, sir. Thank you, Hari, sir.
That's great hearing from both Vidya and Wafia, and of course from Shravani's room. I really appreciate the work that Shravani always undertakes. In fact, she is one of the most successful teachers, and we all call our tiny leader. She is a leader between leader and the team, and we can always have our own respect towards ma'am. And ma'am has been putting the wise effort in driving the student friends and understanding the very important crux of this listen to speak. In fact, right, listening is not only for speaking, and while speaking, exercising the personality, exercising the understanding levels of others, and exchanging the thought, accepting others' viewpoints, and coming out with our own routine, attaching this concept towards the routine that we had. So this is an awesome experience. Thanks for your introduction. And now let's take the camera towards Revati's room. May I expect Revati, ma'am?
Sir, I'm here, sir.
All
Okay,
right.
sir. So good morning, sir, and good morning, all the examiners present on the screen, and my best wishes for our student friends. So I'm Revati, working as an assistant professor of English. It's been 2 years since I joined here. I experienced a lot. I always well remember a quote by Benjamin Franklin. I heard it from Hari, sir, but later after I've seen it. So he well said that, "Tell me, I forget. Teach me, I may remember. And involve me, I'll definitely learn." So that's what I well remember, and I always follow the same. So from the beginning, as Hari sir mentioned, according to our lab journey, as we involve students to take challenges in the communication. So that's what it's been continuing. And even our student friends also observed a well improvement in them. And even we are witness for that. So this is what I just wanted to say instead of listening from me, and I would like to give chance to our student friends. So I have two students just beside me. Let's start with Vardhini. Vardhini here. She just wanted to share her views.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vardhini from ECE. ELCS lab. At first year, I was very nervous by communicating in Padlet also. I can't face any cameras and everything. But after coming to the second year and facing lot in first year lab, and I have improved my communication skills by talking with my faculty like Ravati ma'am and Shravani ma'am. They helped me a lot. And activities like listen to speak activity and email writing, which improved me to in interview perspection. And I think ELCS lab has a wonderful journey. I personally has a wonderful journey with my all friends. Even now, at starting of the semester, I thought I will be nervous, but I faced many cameras. Like in every slots, I faced many cameras. So then I became very confident. And also in email writing, which helped me to write emails for even in I used to shop a lot. So in Flipkart, Amazon, I can't send them emails while returning the products. So after this, I improved my email writing very like um, ability. So I think I had success in email writing and listen to speak activity. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, as you said, I think standing in front of a camera is a big challenge for you. Okay. Yeah. One more student is here to share his views. Puneet.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. As our course suggests that it is for employability skills. And we have been also provided with the things that are most important for employability, that the main basics most of the students here. And especially the things that we have been provided are very professional, like email writing, group discussion, and PPDT, which are the very important topics that are being considered by the many while training. Because this shows that we are good comparing to the other students. We have the skills that we will talk and we can do the things. And especially coming to the email writing, which is very professionalistic and which has been used by every company, small, big. We have a good email writing skills disguise us that we have the potential what we are describing to it. And coming to the most interesting thing, that is GD and the PPDT, picture perception discussion test, where we are get to put our not only put our own point, but we will get to know the different perspectives of the others. We can observe that from not only from our own point of view, but we can also see the same point from others what they are thinking. That's what helped me in PPDT and GD. And this shows that can think a point from not only one perspective and what others are thinking. And in the same time, we can also put ourselves in a front by proving our good vocabulary, which have been practiced every week in the ALCS lab. And in the listen to speak activity, we have been provided with the much more concentration where we have to listen and give our own point of view. And also in this lab, we have been also provided with the certifications, which are scaled on CFR level, uh, which will help to showcase that we have done some skills and we have to show them that we are good enough to have that. And finally, we have to definitely mention the infrastructure present here, as the environment has to be very quiet and very professionalistic, so that we will feel the same and we get to the practice of the same. So I want to say thank you to all the teachers and the Hari sir for providing us this beautiful infrastructure and this course. And hope so we will continue to get our full potential in the next semester when we get to here. Thank you, sir.
That's really great to hear from Puneet. This is all from our slot, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
It's like a cinema dialogue, when we come is not more important. How we come is quite.
Yes.
It's like how Puneet has reminded me of in recalling all the best practices that we have had in the lab. Similarly, Vardhani was trying to talk about the effective email writing. Yes, absolutely. The writing, drafting, and of course, speaking or listening, and then other skills that are associated with communication is always possible only through wonderful practice that we put in, because we are the second language learners. English is the second language for us because we are not native. And it is not that easy to master any non-native language unless we put that into real-time practice. So this is what we are doing. Thanks, Wafia. Thanks, Vardhani. Thanks, your friend. What's
Puneet,
her?
sir. Puneet.
Vidya. Puneet is
Divya.
Indian.
Yeah.
Vidya. These three
Srividya.
are actually trio of trio of youngsters anywhere across the campus. Whenever I am on rounds, they also are on their own rounds. Because this is also more important, in communication, unless you understand what is happening around you. Like Puneet said, the infrastructure which is available will create an interesting environment to take it forward. So thank you very much for the day in introducing what is inside for the examiners outside. So now it's the time for our teachers, I mean, our examiners. Dr. Saujanya, may I expect you to introduce yourself, ma'am? Ma'am is from GVP, Gayatri Vijaya Parishad Rishikonda campus, and I think she is on line now. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, students. It's really very nice to see you all, where there's an active participation from your side, which made me a little bit tense now. What the question I'm supposed to ask you? Little bit background about myself. I did my PG in English literature, my MPhil and my PhD from English background. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. So I don't belong to Visakhapatnam, but from last 7 to 8 years, I am a Visakhapatnam resident only. And about a little bit, I'm excited to see the students what they are going to speak and all, because as a teacher, we also learn from a students. I always think that there is always a learning part from a student also, rather than only teaching them, because your understanding, your evaluation, and your thinking process also, we understand when you are speaking. Only one thing I would like to tell you, before I can ask you any question, is that whenever you start talking or when you're expressing yourself, they always hold a smile. Smile is a beautiful thing which can really have a very good impression on an opposite person. Okay, have that smile and let the things go on. So, all the best to each and everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There is a wonderful connectivity between Mumbai and Visakhapatnam, especially
Yes.
for our lab also. There was a teacher earlier who worked here, wanted always to place herself in Mumbai. Of course, at last she has placed. And similarly, you have come down from Mumbai to visit our lab. And on off records, of course, this is a very interesting connectivity. Thank you, Dr. Sauzanya. As a teacher, she has expressed a very interesting line. Yesterday or day before yesterday, we had this LS activity on the emotions. One of the best emotions that is connected with the smile that was played, and most of the students did it. But I don't know what is coming today. Let's see the best that happens. Thank you very much for your time and for your expertise to be shared with us. And unfortunately, the teachers, you are not here to ask any questions, only to listen to these guys, and you need to evaluate them at the end by giving them marks. At the end, you are expected to give your remarks. That's it. These guys would turn up, stand before you. They can give their opinion for 20 seconds, each individual, and then another 3 minutes or 2 minutes in 4, 5 members, like-minded students can come and discuss before you. Of course, there will be a communication, but there won't be any questions. Right.
So,
So thank you so much, Dr. Sauzanya. And now I request Karthik to come forward to introduce himself. And
yeah,
Karthik is such a
yeah,
wonderful boy, but now he has become a gentleman. And in fact, I have seen he has a wonderful beard too. When he was a boy here, when he
yeah,
was a boy here, he did all the best inside the language laboratory. Pretty bright, pretty good, pretty silent, and when he puts in the practice or he puts out the affection, always he is open. So he himself has tried with his own interest to come forward to take part in this examination. Welcome, Karthik, for you.
yeah. Am I audible? Is my voice clear? Yeah, great. First of all, thanks, Hari sir. Thanks, college, to having me here. I'm very much happy today, like, to be part of this thing. Yeah, so, like, to introduce myself, like, I am from 2013 to 2017 batch, from mechanical background, got placed in the Tech Mahindra. Again, thanks to the college for that opportunity which they gave me. Since then, I've been in the industry from past 7 years, and yeah, uh, like, I'm looking forward, like, to have this session. And I mean, so first of all, I'm very happy to be here. That's one thing I can say, and I'm very confident that Hari sir will always give his best to make his students, like, have a good knowledge. Yeah. So Yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm happy to share my experiences.
That's great. That's great. This short and sweet introduction is enough. And anyway, when they come for communication, you and your student friends will definitely have a wonderful interaction. And above all, um, how many of them have the same spirit that is to be offered back to alma mater? There are you. And this is a beautiful experience we always believe in. Even Gayatri Vijaya Parishad also takes up this kind of a practice. Long back, I went there to one of these kind of talks. Of course, it is not like this examination. They have a separate channel where their alma mater, sorry, where their alumni comes and then delivers talks to the alma mater and the student friends. So we have this kind of a program, and it is definitely a very interesting model. Thank you so much, Karthik, taking out some time today for us.
No, it's-
And now it is time for Geetika. And Geetika from US, and anyway, sparing time even the late night. And one more half,
Yeah.
1.5 hours from now also you're taking. Definitely, this shows what a commitment that you have towards your alma mater.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geetika. Please introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you, Harish, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was a great pleasure to meet my juniors that I've seen in the college. I think I'm very much new to this. Everyone here are very much experienced than me. But yeah, I'm Geetika, and I think some of you may knew me as your fellow senior. I've been when you came there. Yeah, very pleasure to be here. Uh, I'm out of words to talk here. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me, sir.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And
Yeah.
I know Geetika is a wonderful girl here when she was in our laboratory and when she practiced communication, when she took part in challenges. She's a bright kid. And thank you very much. And I know it is chilled weather that you have.
Yeah.
And India surpassed with its internet
Yeah.
speed US. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Your internet connectivity has a little issue. Please cross-check,
Yeah.
Geetika. And then
Yeah.
we are
Sure.
really we are really going forward for next couple of hours. And this is the time for all of us now to go slowly to understand the savvy material. I think Big Hall is ready to give away that interesting piece of work. It is just for 3 minutes. All of us will listen to it. The whole examination is revolving around all this 3 minute video audio material. May I request, may I request the Big Hall to get ready?
Yes, sir. We're making it ready, sir. Sir, is audio audible, sir?
Yes, it is pretty much audible.
Thank you, sir.
Everything is interconnected. As a Shinnecock Indian, I was raised to know this. We are a small fishing tribe situated on the southeastern tip of Long Island, near the town of Southampton in New York. When I was a little girl, my grandfather took me to sit outside in the sun on a hot summer day. There were no clouds in the sky. And after a while, I began to perspire. And he pointed up to the sky, and he said, "Look, do you see that? That's part of you up there. That's your water that helps to make the cloud, that becomes the rain, that feeds the plants, that feeds the animals." In my continued exploration of subjects in nature that have the ability to illustrate the interconnection of all life, I started storm chasing in 2008 after my daughter said, "Mom, you should do that." And so 3 days later, driving very fast, I found myself stalking a single type of giant cloud called a supercell, capable of producing grapefruit-sized hail and spectacular tornadoes, although only 2% actually do. These clouds can grow so big, up to 50 miles wide, and reach up to 65,000 feet into the atmosphere. They can grow so big, blocking all daylight, making it very dark and ominous standing under them. Storm chasing is a very tactile experience. There's a warm, moist wind blowing at your back, and the smell of the earth, the wheat, the grass, the charged particles. And then there are the colors in the clouds of hail forming, the greens and the turquoise blues. I've learned to respect the lightning. My hair used to be straight. I'm just kidding. What really excites me about these storms is their movement, the way they swirl and spin and undulate with their lava lamp-like mammatus clouds. They become lovely monsters. When I'm photographing them, I cannot help but remember my grandfather's lesson. As I stand under them, I see not just a cloud, but understand that what I have the privilege to witness is the same forces, the same process in a small-scale version that helped to create our galaxy, our solar system, our sun, and even this very planet. All my relations. Thank you.
That's fantastic to listen to how photography is well connected to communication. I don't know what photos that you can see. Best of luck to all the three examiners. I don't know what photos that these kids will show to you. And for the rest 1.5 hours is yours, open for communication about the 3-minute video that we have just now enjoyed. There is a splendid relation between the emotional connect that one can develop through any practice that they make. This little lady and having straightened hair came out stating that the photography is also absolutely bright for communication. Well done. I think this is what the context that we have set, and